Good afternoon, my dear students. Today I am going to take a class on the topic increasing and decreasing function in continuation of the last video lecture. In the last video lecture, I have solved few problems related to this chapter, and again I am going to solve few important questions regarding this particular topic. So please watch the video. I believe that you will be benefited from my video lectures. Okay, so let us, today's question is, first question is that is, you are to find the interval in which the function f given by what, fx equal to sin x plus cos x, and this is the domain of the function 0 less than equal than x less than equal than 2 pi. That means domain is given by, domain of the function is the closed interval 0 to 2 pi. Okay, you are to find the interval where it is strictly increasing, and you are to find the interval where it is strictly decreasing. So this is your interval. Okay, this is your interval. This is minus infinity to plus infinity. Okay, and this is the real line, and among this real line, this is your domain. Domain is 0 to 2 pi. Domain is 0 to 2 pi, so exclude this part. This is not the part of the domain. In the number line 0 to 2 pi, the closed interval is the domain of the function. So to solve such type of problems, first we need what? Differentiation of fx. That means we have to find what? F dash x first. F dash fx is this. Fx is equal to sin x plus cos x. So what will be f dash x? F dash x equal to derivative of sin x is what? Cos x, and derivative of cos x is what? Minus sin x. Okay, so now our main target is to find what? That is called find critical point. How to find the critical point? We can find the critical point by putting f dash x is equal to 0. Now f dash x is equal to 0 implies cos x minus sin x equal to 0. Cos x minus sin x equal to 0 means what? Cos x equal to sin x, and from here you can get sin x equal to cos x implies dividing by cos x, it will be sin x by cos x, and becomes what? Tan x, and right hand side becomes what? 1. And you know that tan x equal to 1 implies its general solution is 4n plus 1 into pi by 4. What is n? N is an integer. Okay, you got in this first year. That is called solution of trigonometric equations. So tan x is equal to 1 implies x is equal to 4n plus 1 into pi by 4. There are infinite number of values which satisfy this equation, but our values should be lying between 0 to 2 pi. जो वैल्यू 0 to 2 pi के अंदर होगा उसको हम सेटिस्फाई करेंगे, उसको हम क्या करेंगे? एक्सेप्ट करेंगे. ठीक है. Now find the value of x under the condition since 0 less than equal than x less than equal than 2 pi, then what are the value of x? If you put, suppose what is n is an integer, if you put n is equal to negative, तो ये सारे वैल्यू नेगेटिव हो जाएगी, and because there is no value of x less than what? 0, so we are excluding the value of n excluding what? Negative integers, -1 -2 वो हम put नहीं करेंगे. Now put n equal to 0 here. 4 into 0, 0 plus 1, 0 into pi by 4. क्या होगा? Pi by 4 होगा, and pi by 4 is a quantity, a number lying between 0 to 2 pi. So you can consider pi by 4, one value. Now if you put, then 0 के बाद क्या put करेंगे? Integer 1. 4 into 1 plus 1, 5. There is 5 pi by 4. 5 pi by 4. 5 pi by 4 is a number less than 2 pi. So you can take this value also, 5 pi by 4. If you put n equal to 2, it becomes what? 8 plus 1 9 pi by 4 हो जाए. क्या होगा 9 it becomes what 9 pi by 4. If you divide 9 by 4 it will be 2.1 2 point something, and which is greater than what, this quantity is greater than what, 2 pi. So you cannot put the value of n equal to 2. So only there are two values which satisfied this particular conditions. That means what happened, what are the critical points? The critical points are pi by 4 and 5 pi by 4 within the interval. Okay, so this is pi by 4 and this is 5 pi by 4. Now these two critical points, divide your interval into how many parts? 3 disjoint parts. So the next step is these points divide the interval 0 to 2 pi into 3 disjoint intervals. 3 disjoint intervals 0 to pi by 4. 0 is closed, left hand side is closed, this is open, comma pi by 4 comma 5 pi by 4, open, this is open, this side is also open, and then 5 pi by 4 comma 2 pi, right hand side is closed, it is open. If you take the intersection of every interval, what happen, you will get that is 5, that is called what, empty sets. So disjoint, they are called what, corresponding. If you take any two intervals, then what happen, their intersection is what, 5. The intersection is what, 5. So these are disjoint intervals which divide the domain into how many parts? 3 parts. So there are 3 cases we have to discuss, and in these 3 cases, whether our function is increasing, strictly increasing or strictly decreasing, we have to find. Okay, now what is your f dash x? F dash x was क्या था? F dash x is equal to cos x minus sin x. So we will make, there are two functions, cos x and sin x. Our main objective is to what? Convert into either cos or sin. What we will do like that, 1 by root 2 cos x minus 1 by root 2 sin x. I am what, multiplying root 2 and dividing by root 2. So dividing by root 2. So ultimately 1 by root 2 you take common, 1 by root 2 and root 2 cancel, and finally it will remain balanced. Okay, this can be written as cos x, 1 by root 2 can be written as cos pi by 4 minus sin x, and 1 by root 2 can be written as what, sin pi by 4. Okay, so ultimately this particular expression becomes like cos A cos B minus sin A sin B type, and you know that cos A cos B minus sin A sin B equal to what, cos A plus B, cos A plus B. Okay, so finally our f dash x is equal to what, root 2 into cos x plus pi by 4. You can write f dash x is equal to what, root 2 into cos x plus pi by 4. So ultimately we convert cos x minus sin x in terms of one trigonometric function, that is called cos function. Okay, so now we are going to check this particular f dash x is positive in which interval. Our interval was is what, this is your 0 to pi by 2, 0 to 2 pi, one is pi by 4, another is 5 pi by 4. So there are 3 cases. So we will discuss one by one. So this is a very important question for coming final examination. Case 1. Case 1 we are considering what, this interval means all the values of x within this interval. What is the interval? 0 to pi by 4. This is x belongs to. Okay, so x belongs to this means what, case 1 0, less than equal than x less than what? Pi by 4. Okay, this side close, that side open. Now your x in this function, what is the that is particular x is replaced by what? X plus pi by 4. So our main objective is to make x in terms of what? X plus pi by 4. How it will make? It will make by adding pi by 4. Then what happen? It will be x plus pi by 4, and it will be pi by 4 plus pi by 4 equal to what? Pi by 2. Finally what will happen? You go to the quadrant rule, you see, and this is 0 to pi by 2, okay, and pi by 4 to pi by 2. This is the area, this is the region where the angle x plus pi by 4 lies. This is the region where the angle x plus pi by 4 what? Lies. And since x plus pi by 4 lying in this range, means it is lies in the first quadrant. So, and in first quadrant what happen? We know that cos is what? Positive. Cos of any angle is positive. So, cos of this is what? Therefore, cos x plus pi by 4 is greater than 0, positive. And if you multiply with root 2, again it is positive. And this is nothing but what? F dash x is greater than 0. F dash x means what? This part. So, f dash x is greater than 0 in this interval. Okay. That means what happen? F dash x is greater than 0 in this interval means what? Fx is strictly increasing. Fx is what? Strictly increasing in this particular interval. So, you can conclude that Fx is strictly increasing in this interval. Okay. So, first case is over. Now, case number 2. Case 2, what is case 2? This is the interval. Your x is lying between what? X is lying between pi by 4 to 5 pi by 4. So, it means what? Pi by 4 less than x less than what? 5 pi by 4. So, this is the second case. So, start with second case. Pi by 4 less than x less than 5 pi by 4. Your original, that is, angle is what? Inside the cos is x plus pi by 4. So, we have to make this x as x plus pi by 4. If you add both side by pi by 4, then pi by 4 plus pi by 4, ये क्या होगा? Pi by 2 होगा. It will be x plus pi by 4, and then 5 pi by 4 plus pi by 4. कितना होगा? 5 pi by 4 plus pi by 4 means 5 plus 6 pi by 4. 6 pi, then इसको कैंसिल करें तो क्या होगा? 3 pi by 2. So, ये क्या होगा? 3 pi by 2. Okay. Now, use again quadrant. Again use the quadrant rule. Pi by 2. Your angle x plus pi by 4 lies at what? From pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2. Pi by 2 is the angle here, and 3 pi by 2 is the angle here. Okay. So, it lies in what? This part. Okay. Pi by 2 to what? 3 pi by 2. And you know that in the second quadrant and in the third quadrant, in the second quadrant and in the third quadrant, what happened? Cos is always negative. Here sin is positive and tan is positive. So, in both the quadrant, cos is what? Negative. So, you can conclude that within this interval, what happened? Root 2 cos of this angle is what? Cos of this angle is what? Negative. And then if you multiply it by root 2 a positive quantity, then it is again negative. So, you can write therefore root 2 into cos x plus pi by 4 less than 0. Okay. It means f dash x less than 0. And you know that f dash x less than 0 means it is what? Strictly decreasing. Where? In this original interval. Okay. In this interval. Therefore, fx is strictly decreasing. You can write fx is strictly decreasing in the interval. What is the interval? Interval is this what? It is an open interval pi by 4 to 5 pi by 4. So, case number 2 has already we finished. Let us start with the last case, that is case number 3. What is the case number 3? Case number 3 here x is belongs to, these are all x belongs to what? 5 pi by 4 comma 2 pi, this side closed, this side open. it means what? 5 pi by 4 less than x. This is open and this side is closed, so equality is there. This is your case. So this is case number 3. Case number 3 is what? Case number 3 is what? 5 pi by 4 less than x less than equal than what? 2 pi. Okay, if you add pi by 4, okay, to get this angle you have to add what? Pi by 4. So if you add it, 5 pi by 4 plus pi, already we get 3 pi by 2 less than x plus pi by 4 less than what? 2 pi plus pi by 4. So where is the angle? You see, again use the quadrant rule. You see, this is your quadrant. Okay, 3 pi by 2 is there, and angle, this is up to this level, it is what? 2 pi. This is the angle 3 pi by 2 to what? 2 pi. Again your angle is extended, 2 pi plus pi by another this. That means what happened? The angle lies in this range. Angle is what? X plus pi by 4 lies in what? Fourth quadrant as well as some part of the first quadrant. You can say first quadrant. And you know that fourth quadrant and first quadrant, cos is always positive. Cos is what? Always what? Positive. So ultimately cos of x plus pi by 4 will be positive in this particular quadrant. So multiplying by root 2, it will be positive. So it implies, therefore you can say root 2 cos x plus pi by 4 is what? Greater than 0. Means what? F dash x is greater than 0. Where? In this interval. Okay, in this what? Interval. So finally you can conclude that fx is strictly increasing in the interval 5 pi by 4 comma 2 pi. So there are 3 intervals. In 2 intervals we see that the function is increasing, and in 1 interval what happens? Function is strictly decreasing. Okay, so finally you can conclude that fx is what? Therefore fx is strictly increasing in first interval is 0, close, 0 pi by 4, and last one is at 5 pi by 4 comma 2 pi. This is closed, this is open, and strictly decreasing in the interval this one, 5 pi by 4 comma what? Pi by 4 comma 5 pi by 4, open interval. So in this way we can find the solution of such type of equations. So it is in your textbook a different way the problem has been solved, but it was not explained in the questions, in the answer of these questions. So to get this type of questions carry 6 marks, so detailed explanation is required. The way I have solved, you have to follow it. In the textbook it is very shortly given, so if you follow this you will not get good full marks. Okay, so this is very important for you. This question is most important for the examination point of view. Now this type, another question is there of this type. I am going to solve it. The question is, show that the function f given by fx equal to tan inverse within the bracket sin x plus cos x, where x is greater than 0 is always strictly increasing function in the interval, open interval 0 to pi by 4, you are going to show that within this, in this interval, what happened? The function is strictly what? Increasing. First we draw a particular thing that is required in this problem. Sine graph, this is what 0, this is what pi, this is what 2 pi. I am sorry, this is suppose pi and this is suppose 2 pi, okay? And within this what, this is a pi by 2, okay? The sine graph will be like that, it will be like that. Sine graph is like this, sine graph, okay? Sine x. And cos graph, when x equal to 0, cos 0 equal to what? 1, वहाँ से शुरू होगा, and when it is pi by 2 it will become 0. So graph will be like that. Graph will be like that. And between 0 and pi by 2, this is the point pi by 4. And you see both the values are same. We know cos pi by 4 equal to what? 1 by root 2. And sin pi by 4 equal to 1 by root 2. This part is 1 by root 2, okay? Understood? Now within the interval 0 to pi by 4, this is the interval, okay? Here you see कौन सा ग्राफ ऊपर में है? You see cos graph. This is the cos graph. So cos graph is above the sine graph. So within the interval what happened? Cos x is greater than what? Sin x. Remember that from the graph it is very clear that cos graph is above the sine graph. Means what happened? The value of y in cos, that in value of fx in cos is greater than value of fx in sine. So cos x is greater than sin x in the interval 0 to pi by what? But if you consider this interval pi by 4 to pi by 2, here you see cos x is what? Cos graph is less than what? Sine graph. So very important, this is the concept. It will be required in this problem. So I just explain you. Now let us start with fx. Given fx, always derivative is required. Fx is equal to what? Tan inverse sin x plus cos x. You know a formula in calculus. ddx of tan inverse x equal to what? 1 by 1 plus x square. This formula I am going to apply. Consider this is your what? X. So what will be f dash x? ddx of tan inverse sin x plus cos x. If you imagine that this is your x, it will convert into the standard derivative, okay? So using the derivative, the formula will be 1 by 1 plus x square. X means what? Sin x plus cos x whole square. But since sin x plus cos x is other than x, so again derivative of sin x plus cos x with respect to what? X, using chain rule. Therefore ddx of sin x plus cos x. Finally denominator I am not going to change, it will remain as same, sin x plus cos x whole square, and ddx of sin x is equal to what? Cos x, and ddx of cos x is equal to what? Minus sin x. So ultimately numerator becomes what? Cos x minus sin x. Okay, this is your f dash x. Now for x belongs to 0 to pi by 4, when x is belongs to what? 0 to pi by 4, we already proved that when x belongs to 0 to pi by 4, अगर x, this is all the x ना, x 0 से pi by 4 तक होगा, then what will happen? Cos x is greater than sin x. Cos x is greater than what? Sin x. Implies cos x minus sin x is greater than 0. Also, you see what actually sin x is. Sin x lying between minus 1 and 1. Cos x lying between minus 1 and 1. Therefore, these are real numbers. So, sin x plus cos x is again a real number. Okay. If you consider the sin x plus cos x is belongs to R. These are what? Real number. If you consider this is Y, so Y belongs to what? R. And if you square, Y square is always greater than equal than 0. We know that square of a real number cannot be negative. And with you add 1, what will happen? 1 plus Y square greater than equal than what? 1, adding both side 1, and which is greater than 0. That means 1 plus Y square is greater than 0. That means 1 plus this whole square is always greater than 0. So and 1 plus sin x plus cos x whole square is greater than 0. Our interval is what? For all x belongs to what? 0 to pi by 4. Okay. Therefore, you get this fx. This is your f dash x. Okay. This is your f dash x. F dash x. This is what? Strictly greater than 0. This is what? Strictly greater than 0. Finally, therefore, f dash x is strictly greater than 0 for all x belongs to what? 0 to pi by 4, and which means that fx is what? Therefore, fx is what? Strictly increasing. Strictly increasing in 0 to pi by 4. So this is the way you have to solve the questions, this type of questions. So clarity should be there, and clarity should be there in this part also. If you understand it, then it will be very easy for you to solve the problem. There will be no confusion. And here, whatever with the derivative we have done, it is very simple. You have already done this type of derivative in using chain rule in the first 2-3 chapters. Okay. So I hope you understand this problem, and this type of questions are very important for the examination point of view. Let us moving ahead with another problem and try to complete this chapter. Okay. The last question of this particular topic. The question is, find the intervals in which the given function fx equal to sin 3x, where x belongs to 0 to pi by 2 is number A increasing, number B decreasing. You are to find the interval where the function is increasing and function is what? Decreasing. Okay. Now, what is your domain? Domain is the first quadrant. Domain is the what? First quadrant. Domain of the function is the first quadrant. Okay. So let us find f dash x given fx equal to sin 3x. So what will be f dash x? We know that ddx of sin mx equal to what? M into cos mx. So m means what? 3. So 3 into cos 3x. Okay, this is your f dash x. Now find the critical point by putting f dash x equal to 0. F dash x equal to 0 means what? Cos 3x is equal to 0. 3 cos 3 होगा, 3 cancel हो जाएगी. And you know that cos theta equal to 0 implies you get a solution. Cos theta equal to 0 implies general solution theta equal to what? Twice n plus 1 into pi. Now this is twice n pi. You can write like that, cos theta equal to what? Cos 0 means cos pi by 2. Okay. And cos theta equal to what? You know that cos theta equal to cos alpha implies theta equal to twice n pi plus minus pi by 2. So हाँ, twice n pi plus minus 2. So you can write 3x equal to twice n pi plus minus pi by 2. What is n? N belongs to z. Now your values will be within this interval. Very simple. So you cannot take negative values. You can take only positive values of, suppose n is equal to 0 पुट करो तो क्या होगा, 0 पुट करने से क्या होगा, प्लस माइनस पाई बाई 2 होगा, प्लस माइनस पाई बाई 2. And since pi by 2 is included here, so one solution is 3x is equal to what, pi by 2, one value. And again if you put what, n equal to what, 1, then what will happen, then it will becomes 2 pi minus pi by 2, another is what, 2 pi plus pi by 2. So ये तो rejected होगा, because ultimately what happen, it will becomes 5 pi by 2 and it will become 5 pi by 6. 4 pi 3 pi by 2 divided by 3. Okay, ultimately 5 pi by 2, it will be 5 pi by 2. Okay, 5 pi by 2 हमारा x क्या है, उसकी रेंज के अंदर होना चाहिए. So dividing by 3 equal to, it is pi by 6, and if you divide this, what will happen, it will be what, 5 pi by 6. Okay, 5 by 6 into 180 कितना हो रहा है, so it will be 150 degree. So which is greater than what, 90 pi by 2. उसके से ज़्यादा हो रहा है तो ये भी नहीं होगा. So only what is the value, only the value is what, 3x is equal. So you have to write here, since 0 less than equal than x less than equal than pi by 2. Okay, so for this condition only what, pi by 2 will satisfied. Ultimately what happened, x is equal to pi by 6 is the only critical point. X is equal to pi by 6 is the only what, critical point related to this particular f dash x. After putting f dash x is equal to 0, what you are getting, x is equal to what, pi by 6 size 6 is the only critical point. Okay, now your domain is from closed interval 0 to pi by 2. Okay, this is the domain, and between them there is a point pi by 6. Finally pi by 6 divide the domain closed interval 0 to pi by 2 into how many part, 2 parts. Okay, so you can write x is equal to pi by 6, therefore write x is equal to pi by 6, divide the interval 0 to pi by 2 into 2 disjoint intervals, into 2 disjoint intervals. One is 0 to pi by 6, this side closed, this side open, and another is what, pi by 6, this is open, this is pi by 2, this side is already closed. So these are the two intervals, our critical point divide the whole domain. Okay, whole domain is what, the first quadrant 0 to pi by 2. Now there are two cases. Now first case, this one, discuss the first case, 0 less than equal than x less than pi by 6. This is the first case. Very important is that your f dash x is what, is 3 into cos 3x. Your angle is what, 3x. So you have to make it as 3. So multiplying by 3, 0 less than equal than 3x less than what, we multiply, this becomes what, pi by 2. Okay, it means your 3x angle lies in what, first quadrant. 0 से pi by 2 तक, pi by 2 से थोड़ा छोटा, that means what happen, it lies in first quadrant, and first quadrant cos A is positive. This cos 3x will be what, a positive quantity, will be what, a positive quantity, and उसके साथ 3 मल्टीप्लाई करो तो पॉजिटिव हो जाएगी. So 3 cos 3x is greater than 0. So 3 cos 3x means what? F dash x is greater than 0. Okay, therefore you can say that fx is strictly increasing. Therefore you can say that fx is strictly increasing in the interval 0 comma pi by 6. The first part of the interval, in the first case, the function is strictly increasing in this interval. Now again case number 2. Case 2, when this is the case, okay, x lying between pi by 6 to what? Pi by 2. So pi by 6 less than x less than equal than what? Pi by 2. So if you multiply it, you are getting what? Because you need what? Angle is what? 3x. So 3 से multiply करो क्या होगा? It will be pi by 2 less than 3x less than what? 3 pi by 2. Okay. So finally your angle is lying between what? In the second quadrant. वहाँ से शुरू होके 3 pi by 2. That means what? Lying in second quadrant as well as what? Third quadrant. And we know that cos x, cos of any angle lying in what? Second and third quadrant are always negative. So you can say cos 3x is less than 0. Cos 3x is what? Less than 0. And if you multiply it 3, then it is again less than 0. So therefore you can say 3 cos 3x is less than 0, and 3 cos 3x is nothing but your f dash x. F dash x is what? Less than 0. F dash x is less than 0 in which interval? In this interval. In this interval, okay? In this what? Interval. So we can conclude that fx is strictly decreasing in interval means pi by 6 open and here pi by 2. But here a very interesting fact is that this pi by 6 is a point where the function fx equal to sin 3x, okay, sin 3x का ग्राफ ऐसा होगा, it will be like sin x, same type of graph, and it is a continuous function. So it is continuous at x equal to pi by 6. So there is a theorem in the first theorem of a textbook. You see, this is the condition is given if since fx equal to sin 3x is continuous at x equal to pi by 6,